singing Sadashiva Brahmendra Kriti. And this is something I learned very young, but I'm thinking, the meaning is unraveling, so I thought it's very appropriate for this one. Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam Sarvam Brahmamayam Re Re Sarvam Brahmamayam Kim Vajaniyam Kim Avajaniyam Kim Vajaniyam Kim Avajaniyam Kim Rajaniyam Kim Rajaniyam Sarvam Brahmamayam Re 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 Sarvam Brahmamayam Kim Bodhavyam Kim Bodhavyam Kim Bodhavyam Kim Bodhavyam Kim Bhoktavyam Kim Bhoktavyam Sarvam Brahmamayam Re 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 Sarvam Brahmamayam Sarvatra Sada 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 Sarvatra Sada Ham Sadhyanam Kartavyam Vo Mukti Nidhanam Kartavyam Vo Mukti Nidhanam Sarvam Brahmamayam Re 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 Sarvam Brahmamayam Brahmamayam Brahmamayam.
This is not just to be sung, it is to be contemplated upon, okay? Yeah. Come. Thank you. Are you trained classically?
Hari Om everyone. Thank you for everyone who believed I could sing, though I'm not a trained singer. I'll try. It's a Krishna bhajan in Hindi.
What did you say before that?
I'm not a trained singer.
You volunteered to sing? Yes or no? Shouldn't appear like I'm forcing you, okay?
No.
I didn't do anything. Go ahead.
Manmohana, Manmohana, Kanha suno na, tum bin paऊं कैसे चैन, तरसो तुम्ही को दिन रैन, छोड़ के अपने काशी मथुरा, छोड़ के अपने काशी मथुरा, आके बसाओ मोरे नैन, तुम बिन पाऊं कैसे चैन, कान्हा तरसो तुम्ही को दिन रैन। एक पल उजियारा एक अंधियारा छाए, मन क्यों ना घबराए, कैसे ना घबराए, मन जो कोई दोराहा अपनी राहों में पाए, कौन दे सजाए, अब तुम बिन कौन समझाए, अब तुम बिन कौन समझाए। जीवन एक नदिया है लहरों लहरों बहती जाए, इसमें मन की नैया भी तर जाए। तुम ना खेवैया हो तो कोई तट कैसे पाए, मझधार बहलाए तो तुम्हारी शरण आए, हम तुम्हारी शरण आए। मैं हूँ तुम्हारी है तुम्हारा ये मेरा जीवन, तुमको ही देखूं मैं, देखूं कोई दर्पण, बंसी बन जाऊंगी इन होठों की हो जाऊंगी, इन सपनों में जलथल है मेरा मन आंगन, है मेरा मन आंगन।
Thank you. All right. So before I start, I just want to say, yesterday there was a question asked and I lost my patience a little. Just want to tell all of you, I felt sorry about it, okay? Not intended, but I reacted. So I told the person. So others don't feel questions are not welcome. So I just want to make sure it's not intended. Thank you. You said Shruti says to be born as a woman. Shruti says to be born as a woman, one should have committed more sins. But women are more compassionate and men apparently commit more atrocities than women. How do you explain this? Women are the ones who support life to sustain. Does this also apply to other animals? I just told you that's one way of looking at it, okay? That's an orthodox way of looking at it. Now, plants are compassionate or not? Trees, they give fruit. They are also jivas. So they should be even more punya than? No, they are considered more papa. This basically punya papa matrix is about how much free will you have. The more free will, the more evolved you are, so to say. So that free will, how much you have is a question. This karma business these questions are endless. If that is what we look for, then this Vedanta doesn't go anywhere, okay? We'll just keep looking at karma phala. This is where the mind is. So you should think, what is it we are here for? What are we talking about? What does karma phala have? Who knows what is karma phala? Karma phala is unknown. Gahana karmano gatihi. Bhagavan says this. Nobody can say what is what. Suppose it says women have less papa. Does it make it happier? Then be happy. Women have less papa. Okay? No big deal. How does it matter?
Skip the second one also.
Yeah, it's better to keep only. I thank you for your suggestion. I'll skip it. Lord Rama has supposed to have worshipped Lord Shiva in Rameshwaram. Ishvara worshipping Ishvara. Please throw some light. I am saying you are also Ishvara. Do you worship Ishvara or not? Nothing different. Rama, when he came, did not think he is Ishvara. You know? Now, who is Rameshwara? There was this dispute. There was a dispute, you know. Rameshwara means what? So, Shiva was approached. What does Rameshwara mean? It means the one who is the Lord of Rama. Ramasya Ishvaraha, Rameshwaraha. Then he went to Rama. This is what he says. Hey, this Shiva is a clever fellow. Don't agree with him. What is it? Ramaha Ishvaraha Yasya Saha. You know, that's the way you should take it. What is this ulta business you're doing? Then he went to third person. Brahmaji said, no, they're Ramascha, so Ishwarascha. Both are Ishvara. You know, the point is all these games we have for naming things. When Rama came to Avatara, why did he go to the forest? Why did he fight Ravana? He could have just done this. It'll be over. They say about Krishna also. Indra was pouring rain on Govardhana. Correct? In that area. So what did Krishna do? He did this. Instead of doing this, Ishvara, right? He could have just said, should have gone away. Then why did he lift this? so that you know Krishna is not ordinary fellow. See, if you do vichara on this, you will be in great trouble. Imagine, little boy is holding a hillock on his little finger. And people who are adults, how they will go under it? How did they go there? And how did they manage to have confidence that his finger will hold it? All this shows Shraddha primarily. That this is Leela. So, Rama prays to Shiva, Rameshwara. In Rama Avatara, he never claimed, I am Ishvara. What did he do to Shabari? He took. Whatever she had tasted and given, he took. He cried when Sita was lost. He cried and said, "Oh trees, oh coils, where are you? Where is my Sita? What happened to her?" Shows human emotion. Kavya. Valmiki's Mahakavya must have all shades of emotion, 9. Navarasa. All that will be there. So, anyway, as I said to you, another question can come. Swamiji, we do dhyanam on Ishvara. Who does Ishvara do dhyanam on? I will answer that also. Okay? Because next question will be that. Ishvara does dhyanam on Ishvara only, like you do dhyanam on yourself. Okay? You understand what Vedanta is talking about? It's talking about that one Lord. It doesn't mean, when I say you are Ishvara, it doesn't mean you stop praying tomorrow. It doesn't mean that at all. What it means is, you understand my reality is non-separate from the reality of Ishvara. If this body runs, it is still running by Ishvara's grace. You are not Ishvara. Not in that sense. Okay? Ishvara is Jagat Srishti. Will you do Jagat Srishti? Even dream Srishti you cannot do. Dream comes. If you could do Srishti of your dream, every day you would have sweet dreams. That only is the wish. Sweet dreams. What really comes? Nightmare. Okay? So, Ishvara is to be understood clearly. Ishvara is Jagat Karanam, and this you should have seen. You see Sringeri Acharya. Every day they will do Chandramaulishwara Puja. Every day. There is no holiday. There is no holiday. You and I can take holiday. They won't take holiday. Why? Because Ishvara is worship worthy even if you know. Because Ishvara is Ishvara. It's His grace alone everything works. But you are free to worship. If you are a jnani, you are free to worship, you are free not to do. Ko vidhihi, ko nishedha. Where is the order you should do, where is the order you shouldn't do. So, vyavaharika satyam is Ishvaradhinam. Paramarthataha. In reality, there is only one reality. Okay? Now, what about it? What about it?
He also says about Rama.
Okay, fair. Yes, agreed. I was thinking there's a question. Okay. In Sanskrit, we say namaste, namaste 2 times. You can say 1 time also. Who said this namaste, namaste 2 times? Who told you this? You have to ask him how it's equivalent to infinity. I didn't say that. See, this, someone says you have to ask that fellow. Then you say that. You quote that. But anyway, I am not aware why namaste, namaste will be like that. See, some words will fit in that sense. But namaste, namaste, if you're saying Kanchi Perivar says, I have to think about it. But nothing comes to my mind right now. Why namaste, namaste? See, I can extend it. I can extend with my grammar knowledge. Okay, I'm now trying to squeeze a meaning out. Twice means namaste to each and everything in the universe. Therefore, you see, everything is Ishvara, you can say. Maybe. But still, it is equivalent to repeating infinite number of times. That's what I said. Vipsayam. Grammatically, I can say you can agree. But this is not the norm. This is not a normal meaning I have heard anywhere else. Okay? All right. Sometimes during class the vision becomes clear. Then again, when we walk out of the class, vision dissipates. Why does this happen? Is this why Yajnavalkya decided to renounce worldly life so that he can abide in his knowledge? You know what Swami Paramarthanji says? When you wear your chappal, it goes away. What happens is, I think, somewhere we get some insight, but our preoccupation, the mind is very preoccupied and gives a lot of reality to the thing. That habitual way of assigning reality to what we see, even if you hear this, your mind somehow doesn't want to accept. Tattvamasi doesn't want to accept. You find some way to squiggle out. You want to keep saying, I am small, everything is bigger than me. This is the buddhi. To say I am the reality of everything, the tongue fights shy. That's true. But that is why you need nishtha, which means you have to abide in that knowledge. For that it takes. Until there's clarity, Swamiji would talk of growing clarity. So you hear, there's some clarity, but there is also some fogginess. Correct? And there may be some doubts. Right now doubt didn't come. But by the time you go out, one doubt would have come. Because when I'm talking at that time, hopefully, your mind is not raising doubts. If it raises doubts at that time, you won't be listening to me. You will be working on your doubt. So doubts can come. Until all doubts are gone and we change the way we look at things. It's like a clock being wound up. Old spring clocks, If it's wound, you can't reverse the spring like that. You can wind it in a moment, but unwinding takes 24 hours. Every night we had to wind the clock and keep it. Next evening again you have to wind the clock. So how long will it take to wind? 2 minutes. How long will it take to unwind? Hours and hours. How long do we have wound up Aham Samsari? How long did you unwind? How long should it unwind? It takes time. Okay? But most important, when you say you get a glimpse, that is good. But we have to examine, is that true? Or when you say it appears true, is it cognitive or is it experiential? Sometimes it's that feeling of I am very quiet and nice. That is not jnanam. That is not jnanam. So people say, meditation makes the mind quiet first, and then you give the same, as you said the other day, it is slow-paced shravanam. It works because the mind has been cleared up. It does work. But I'm saying it's based on an experience, then you have to think again. Okay? And Vivek Chudamani talks about it. It says like you have a pond with a lot of green algae. It's called Shaivala. Now, you put your finger, put a stick, you move. What do you see? You see water. Take out the stick. It covers. That's the example. That it kind of covers it back again. That's what can it cover? It cannot cover Brahman. Because avidya is also what? Tamaha. Vigraha indriya pranadhi tamaha. That tamaha is also vastu only. But somehow we get carried away because certain thoughts, we basically believe this knower is the fellow who knows everything. Until this knower's reality is knocked out, it is hard to see it forever. Because this knower's reality is knocked out. Then everything you think you understand, it's mithya. And once you know it's mithya, satyam is not far away. Because you can only say mithya when you understand satyam. And the easiest thing in a way for that is every time even you say Om, anything you say, if we are a little slower in our thought flow, which is not easy, before the thought, after the thought, there's always the quiet. Any thought, may not be a word, any thought, one thought. Let's say you're eating. You take one morsel, you wait. That gap, and don't do anything there. That gap will reveal something to you if we have this kind of background in our head. So you can convert any situation to slowly grow into it. And if you find there are questions, then you have to find out the answers so that the doubts are all gone. Okay? So why is Yajnavalkya? Yes, basically for that nishtha, if he is involved in the family, he will be forced to do role play. That's the answer there. He'll have to do a role play. Part of the family. He has a role of a spouse, probably as a father, probably as a pandita. All those roles require him to do something. Being a Vaidika, he cannot say, I won't do what I have to do. So how will he get out of this? Get to a point where he does not have to do roles, and to the exclusion of everything, he can just be himself and make this, this understanding clear. Therefore, he took sannyas, Vidvat sannyas. Okay? Isn't it a biological instinct to care for our kids? So the thoughts of worry for a child should be Ishvara Srishti and not Jiva Srishti. See, if you said, isn't it biological instinct to worry for our kids, I would agree with you. If you said that for your statement. But your care for the kids is given by Ishvara. Worrying is your Srishti only. Worrying is your Srishti only because Bhagavan has given you care, natural, correct, agreed. That is biological instinct. Why do you worry? What is worry? Worry is anxiety. Something may go wrong. If it goes wrong, your anxiety is going to make it any better? It won't make it any better. So, worry won't make it better. Fear won't make it better. Trying to control won't make it better. Now the language is changing. Control to anxiety. Better. But the point is, you understand, I appreciate how you feel. You do whatever you can. Let Ishvara be. That's the only way to be free from anxiety and worry. Because unless I let go, this again, see, the anxiety is again a manifestation of trying to control a future situation. I want this situation and my worry is it won't be that way. How will my children turn out? I don't want them to turn out the wrong way. How will they turn out? That is the worry. What can you do about it? Can you guarantee they'll turn out right? Even Bhagavan can't do it for you. Because you don't know what they will do. They have their free will too. Therefore, the only way is to say, Karmani eva adhikaraha me ma phaleshu kadachana. Do your duty and let Bhagavan decide. If your children have to grow up in a given way, they will. If they have to grow better than what you expected, they will. Just leave it. Until then, it's very hard. And wherever you see a need to do something, please do. Never stop. And when you feel anxious, act on it. Pray and let it go. Act on it. Don't just feel anxious, act on it. Okay. I know people who are atheist, yet they see oneness in all and serve. Serve people with compassion. For them, is it that they are understanding Ishvara without really knowing that this is Ishvara? Yeah, see, the word Ishvara is not there. Who is an atheist? One who says, I don't believe in Ishvara. I don't believe in God. You ask the fellow, what is God that you don't believe in? If you hear him, you might realize that you can support him. That is not the God we want to believe in either. He doesn't believe his image of God. Perhaps he doesn't believe a God in heaven. Even I don't believe in that. It's perfectly all right. Now, he may not believe in God, but he's an ethical person. Ethics need not be taught unless they're messed around with by society. Ethics you know. You don't want to be lied to, you know. You don't want to be cheated, you know. You extend the same courtesy to others. And that might be what his parents have given him. They may be religious, they may not be. But all it takes to be, kind and giving. Not that he sees, what? They see oneness in all. That I'm not sure what he sees, okay? They are caring. They care for people. That is very much possible. Because if you are given a religion, a set of beliefs which are not believable, you will end up being an atheist. Or you will label yourself an agnostic. What does it mean? I don't believe. In what? He doesn't say agnostic about what? Just agnostic means what? They don't believe in anything. That's possible. So ethical people are there possible anytime. That doesn't mean they understand Ishvara. Okay? All right. Oh, now I have to look at other questions. The difficult questions I have yet to come to. I finished the easy ones. All right. Yesterday's questions, can I move on to today's questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some are the same.
I'll look at today's questions now. One of the most dominant views in the world today is physical materialism. People are leaving religion with no coherent value system to replace it. Instead of seeing consciousness as reality, many scientists see consciousness as an illusion. Fair. As the mithya dependent on matter. This is because the scientific picture of a physical universe is consistent with our experiences. Okay. To help people, including myself, recognize the physical world as Maya and consciousness as the truth, we must be able to make that claim without dismissing what science has shown us in the form of Jagat. To that end, I think it is valuable for us to consider what was aware before any of what we call life. Just as awareness is clearly reflected in our minds, which are associated with our physical bodies, like a variety of different moons reflecting sunlight, couldn't awareness be reflected in less concentrated ways in the rivers and mountains and stars? Do you have other thoughts on how to integrate Vedanta with the scientific picture of reality? First, Vedanta does not refute science. We have no conflict with science. Do you agree or you don't agree? We have zero conflict with science. When I say pot is mithya, I have no problem with the pot's existence. I am telling you pot follows the laws of science physically. Gravity it follows. Hardness test it will follow. Whatever science says is true. I am not questioning it at all. Where's the problem?
So the
universe being 13 with space and time are mithya, acknowledged, but within that shared experience of mithya, is it 13 billion years old?
No problem with
evolution?
that. No
Okay.
problem. Evolution, Darwin, I'm not sure.
Okay, we can
Okay?
leave that.
Leave that out. Yeah.
But what about there being a beginning to life that is more recent
All
than
I'm
that?
saying to you is this, that I have no problem with life beginning after 10 billion years out of the 13. I have no problem with that. It doesn't in any way negate what I'm saying. It doesn't negate it. You imagine your dream, okay? In your dream, you had a 13 billion long creation. And life only appeared in the 14th year, in the 13th year. It's fine. No trouble. No trouble at all. We have no problem with science, except that science says consciousness is a product which is coming from matter. That is not true. In fact, the consciousness they talk about is what appears in this body. What they can't measure it. They just look at signs of life. SIGN. Signs of life. Signs of life, sometimes what you call signs of life, they only know what to measure. What's not available for perception, they can't. Therefore, we have absolutely no fight with perception, no fight with inference. Therefore, perception and inference is science. We are saying, what did I say to you? Veda begins where science ends. So there is no question of conflict.
So, if all the sentient beings were to disappear from the earth, what would be aware?
Look, if all the plants were to disappear from earth, can one more plant come tomorrow or not?
No.
The seeds are there.
Okay, if all seeds and plants and
The knowledge for the seeds is there. Don't worry about it. It's all knowledge. You think how everything comes up in your dream. It's all knowledge manifesting as forms. There is no problem with anything. We are only talking See, what did I say? Science really is trying to discover Ishvara. I've said this.
Mhm.
I'm very happy with science compared to some foolish ideas that, God was heaven. Who wants that? We don't want that religious. What we need is this very proper, consistent thinking. Science is thinking. The only problem is they stop with examining the world. And they say perception and inference that's real. And we are saying examine its reality. So science will not go back because science depends on what you see, what I see, we should both be able to verify. Correct? Which means it must be available for perception and inference. And I am talking to you of what is the cause of perception that cannot be available for science. It's not a possibility. But we have absolutely no contention. If science is science, we have no contention. If science is pseudoscience, we'll have a contention.
Yeah, I don't see a conflict. I guess when I think of the world as just awareness, I have two options. One is to just say it's just my awareness, which makes it feel very small, that it's just my perception. Or there's the whole universe comes back and it's all Ishwara's order, and we are all nodes or points within that reflecting consciousness, and the world is big. But then the question of, what's the awareness of a table? What's the awareness
No,
of...
I said to you, it's not difficult to understand, but it will take you a little longer. You're on the right track. Whatever said so far, it's not, what you said so far is fine. You need to make one more step. The one more step, which is what we're trying to do, but I haven't been able to communicate it yet to you. I will try.
Okay.
But the whole point is, everything you're saying is what your mind is telling you right now. Your questioning of everything is based on the reality you're giving to your mind. And I'm saying, you are not the waker alone. The waker is you. The fellow is talking, the waker is you, but you are not the waker. How do you explain yourself in your sleep? You have to consider your complete life. You will see you cannot claim this as you. And if you can't claim this waker as you, then who are you? If you examine that, you cannot continue the same conclusion. You will have to change it. That's where the problem is. The waker's reality is not entire reality. Waker's reality is one view, one aspect. Think about it. Because everything you said I'm fine with. But you need to take one more step. I'm not questioning or denying anything you said so far, okay? It's all correct. You have a world view, your own personal view, the universe, or the whole universe in order, you're fine. To that extent, you're okay. No trouble. But you have to take one more step. The universe reality also is the same. This individual reality is also the same. And that is what we are trying to understand. One more step. So you have given up subjective reality. You are objective. Perception, inference are objective realities. You see it, I see it. What you call the common shared view. It's fine. But then there is a basis for all that. The total and individual are two standpoints. There is no individual without total. There is no total without individual. Therefore, these two are one continuum. And that continuum also, just like we have a sleep, the Veda will talk of a pralaya, which means there is no creation. Time, space begins, and in that the whole universe comes. Therefore, at what time a live being manifested depends on karma. What has to manifest is only a certain combination of, see, what is the body really? It's all things coming from earth. So the earth has to somehow combine in a form to make a body, and that combination is ordered by karmas of beings. So what time that karma will manifest, you can't say. So we don't have a problem if life manifests after 10 billion years or 14. Makes no difference. And when you say, I can't see everything being aware, you can't because of one reason. Because your thinking awareness is restricted to this body. That's what you're thinking. Okay? No?
No, actually. I mean, I'm trying to see the awareness in
Don't-
other things. I'm not denying the awareness.
Don't
in
try
other
to see
things.
it.
And I think
Don't try to see it. You cannot see it with your buddhi. Let your buddhi relax. Okay? And then see in what does your thought even arise. That is awareness. That awareness due to which you know the absence of subject object in deep sleep. That is you. Not what you're thinking and trying to see. Don't try to see it as you see any other concept. That will only be a concept. Were you in the class this afternoon? I was looking for you. Huh? Why? If you have questions, you should be in the class. I'll take your question, but that's what I expect. If you want to ask questions, you should do your duty. Okay? Ask. Because I looked for you. Because I was trying to answer you. You come only in the evening when you want to come. I'm not a question answer bank, okay? That's not right. It's not good. Not the right way. When you come here, you should attend classes. If not, you should listen to the recording, then ask me a question. Fair enough. Go ahead.
My question is the same, like how Cyrus is saying about how we try to objectify awareness.
Don't try. You
No,
can't.
no, no. But like most of the teachers, they give this example of a movie being played on the screen, and whatever happens, if even there's a fire in the scene, the screen is not affected.
Correct.
Similarly, when I dream, and whatever happens in the dream, even if I die or something else dies, nothing changes when I wake up. So, when we are in this waking world and things appear and they dissolve, can we really say it's the same pralaya happening?
You can't call this pralaya. Individual level, there's no pralaya. Only sleep is pralaya for you. Mini pralaya. Okay? These things are not simple bedtime stories, okay? Spend a little more time thinking about it. Listen to all the classes, then ask more questions. Okay? All right, you have one more question, right? Pending. Let me look at it. Can we say existence sat also depends on mithya? You're reversing the whole business. I am defining sat as that which cannot be denied, okay? Cannot be negated. That question is out of question. If you take away all forms of clay in the world, pots and lamps and lumps, etc., there is no clay left. Hey, if I take away all forms, you're saying clay vanishes. Fair enough. Suppose I took wood and I burnt it down. Wood has vanished. Has it vanished? It's still carbon. It's still carbon. Forms can change. But the reality is never gone. That physics also will tell you. You cannot destroy mass or energy. Where's the problem?
So you change the mithya, but there has to be some mithya, right?
No.
It has to have some
Don't think of mithya as a thing. Mithya is a reality status. The reality status is not a thing. Anything has a reality status. And a thing is what? It's just the meaning of a word. Padartha. You have a meaning for the word because your senses only give you words and meanings. They cannot give anything more. You don't objectify existence at all. An existing sense, an existing mind, an existing word meaning. Existence is the baseline for everything which is not created. It's always there. So this won't work. All right? The problem basically is this. Don't go on with this now. Try to understand what is this Shruti saying. Because when you say pramanam, we don't again and again question with our mind because the mind has no reach where is what I'm talking about. So you need to appreciate that. What we are talking about is not available for your logical thinking or your senses or your mind. Which means you have to stop using your mind to try and know it. Let go. letting go alone is the way to understand this. Not by trying to hold on to some idea or another. Ideas we all have plenty. And I appreciate your effort to know, but I'm saying the effort has to be directed in this way. To say, we have used only few words, but there are hundreds of words. For every contention you have, there is another word to deny it. So I'll say it is that which is for forever, nityam. I'll say it's that which is pure. It is that which never changes. It is that which doesn't stick to anything. So many words. Doesn't grow, doesn't decline. All of them because we have some notion about what reality is. That reality is not available for any kind of categorization. And to know it is to first have this thinking that I don't want to posit something else. I want to understand, have I really caught on to what is unobjectifiable? If I haven't caught on to it, then there will be a lot of doubts, which is natural. Okay? That's the right approach, I'm saying, to try and say it is that which is a limitless existence, which means not limited in time, not limited in space, not limited to any particular form. One. Second definition is, it is limitless knowledge, which means it is that which is the truth of the knower, the knowing, and the known. You hold on to these definitions and then try to understand what is being talked about. And where do you begin your analysis? Begin your analysis here. Doing the marganam. At what level? Vigraha, the body, the prana, the energy levels, then the indriya, the senses, the mind, and even the ignorance. At each level, what is there is one reality. You're just going with your experience and saying, you take one fellow, and he thinks I am so-and-so. You demolish all his notions about himself. What will remain undeniably is this truth. That's the method. Okay? All right. Anything else? Oh, there's manager is here. Yeah. Forgot your question yesterday. All right. So there's a question on what is Runanubandha. Okay. What is Runanubandham? Isn't this beyond human bonds? Whichever or whatever being one comes across, including the minutest creature in lives, the cause is Runanubandham. Is it not? See, Rina means a debt. Literally means a debt. So here, you are always indebted to something or the other. Therefore, all those creatures who are indebted to must be around. That's the idea. But this is a word we use in the language. In vernacular, you hear this word. In Shastra, you don't hear this Rinanubandham. I have not seen so far. All right? So what we should understand is this is all our karma phala. And karma phala puts you in situations where you will meet people, not meet people at all, etc. But that is not the only basis. Your past karma alone cannot determine what situations you see now. Your past karma along with the present karma. Because your present karma influences, and not just your karma, the whole world's karma can influence what's going on. Therefore, what you should understand, Rinanubandha means on account of your karma, certain things happen. That's the best way to understand it. Okay? Anything else? Anybody? Done? Okay. Gurudev bolo, Gurudev bolo. Guru Naam gao, Guru Naam gao. Gurudev bolo, Gurudev bolo. Guru Naam gao, Guru Naam gao. गुरुदेव मालिक ईश्वर प्रापक, गुरुदेव मालिक ईश्वर प्रापक, आनंददायक द्वंद्व निवारक, आनंददायक द्वंद्व निवारक, गुरुदेव बोलो, गुरुदेव बोलो, गुरु नाम गाओ, गुरु नाम गाओ, गुरु संगत ही जीवन संवारे, गुरु संगत ही जीवन संवारे, परमानंद के खोज के द्वारे, भक्ति से बोलो, श्रद्धा से बोलो, प्रेम से बोलो, श्रद्धा से बोलो, गुरुदेव बोलो, गुरुदेव बोलो, गुरु नाम गाओ, गुरु नाम गाओ, गुरु महाराज की ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।